Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaः Bhadram Pashyemakshabhir Yajatraः Sthirairangaistushtuvagunsastanobhih Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuः Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedah Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Brihaspati'r dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The second chapter of Mundakopanishad is indicating the supreme consciousness, Brahman, and stating that all that we are experiencing now has come from that one source alone. When we say one source alone, it is not just that the supreme consciousness is the material cause, but it is also the efficient cause. So it is just one without a second, which is the cause of this entire creation. And when the efficient and material cause of any creation is one and the same, we understand that such a creation can only be an appearance. Because there is no material other than the creator that this creation is made out of. The creator himself is appearing as all these. All the entire gross world, the subtle world, everything is he alone. In different terminologies, different analogies, this was explained with respect to the cosmic being, with respect to the ritual, with respect to even the journey of the jiva. All this, there is only one source. So there is nothing other than that. And this, the very heart of the Upanishad, here in the beginning itself, Bhagavan Shankaracharya Ji says, this chapter begins with the Rishi's determination that I have indicated briefly the lower knowledge, the Aparavidya. Now Paravidya has to be talked about. So all this is Paravidya. Not the words and the meaning, because the words and the meaning have already been classified as the lower knowledge. This Paravidya is Yaya tad aksharam adhigamyate. that through which that supreme consciousness is attained or experienced as my own self. So all this description is not for me to intellectually comprehend the idea that everything has sprung forth from that one consciousness. That I can understand just by one sentence. So many mantras are not needed for that. But all these different ways of indicating that one source and this creation in various different terminologies and different language is only to get us closer to that experience. So here, moving forward, in the 8th mantra of the second Mundaka first section, the Guru further shares the same concept but in different words. सप्त प्राणाः प्रभवन्ति तस्मात् प्राणाः प्रभवन्ति तस्मात् सप्तार्चिषः समिधः सप्तहोता होमाः सप्तार्चिषः समिधः सप्तहोमाः सप्त इमे लोका येषु चरन्ति प्राणाः सप्त इमे लोका प्राणाः गुहाशया निहिताः सप्त सप्त. So here there is a language of 7. Everything 7. So all this 7 came from that one Brahman only. What is this 7? Sapta pranaha prabhavanti tasmat. Tasmat prabhavanti, the most important part of the mantra. From tasmat purushat, tasmat chaitanyat. From that supreme consciousness have come sapta pranaha, these 7 pranas. What are these 7 pranas? We have heard of 5 pranas. What are these 7 pranas? So here, this is why these terminologies, only to explain this only we need Guru. Only Guru will be able to explain to us. Otherwise, 5 pranas we are aware. Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. We know that. We are doing Naivedya also. Quickly, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Samana. Offering will be fast. And eating will take half an hour. So here, this is not talking about prana, apana, etc. Here, sapta pranaha means the different senses, the sense apertures in the senses located in the head region. The 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and 1 mouth. So these are all entry points, so to speak. So this sapta prana, these are called pranas here in this mantra. So these 7 sense apertures, sapta pranaha prabhavanti tasmat, they also have appeared from that consciousness alone. And these are like homakundas, the sacrificial pits. And in that, saptarchisha, there are these 7 types of flames. Which flames? Kali, Karali, cha, Manojava, cha, Sulingini, Vishwaruchi, cha, Devi. Is that those 7 flames? So here saying this 7, the 7 abilities. Like in these 2 holes, the ability to see is sitting. In these 2, the ability to hear is sitting. In these 2, the ability to smell is sitting. In this one, ability to taste and touch, both, because tongue can do both. So these abilities are called archishaha, the 7 flames, sapta archishaha. Samidhaha sapta. 7 samidha. Samidha means the fuel, 7 types of fuel. Now, if the sense organ is the fire, the ability to perceive and illumine the sense objects is the flame, then what would be the fuel? The sense objects. So here, Samidha Sapta means the 7, in these 7 sacrificial fires, the objects that are coming and they are only keeping this fire ablaze. Because if the object is not there at all, then the sense will not be useful at all. We will not even know that there is that kind of sense. So if we are in pitch darkness, if somebody is born in pitch darkness, living in pitch darkness in some cave somewhere, that person would not know that they have eyes. Because they are never using it. No, because there may be objects in this case, but then there is no light to illuminate. So therefore, they think there is no. So the fuel is the Vishayas, the objects of the senses. And Sapta Homa is 7 types of sacrifices, homas that are taking place. Means what? The form and color is the fuel, and then it is coming Homa, Swaha, and then through this ice, it is accepted. And then as soon as some oblation falls there into the fire, the flames rise up. So the yajna metaphor has been taken earlier. The entire yajna has been explained earlier. So this is subjectively happening in our lives. This fuel, this everything, fuel is coming, and then it is getting stronger and stronger. And that is why, sometimes we say that I'm not able to leave it, what to do. So something I started seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching, then I can't leave it halfway. Why? Because the fuel has come and the Agni has grown more and more. The flames have risen more and more. So therefore, I am not able to leave halfway. Sapta homaha. Sapta ime lokaha yeshu charanti pranaha. Now, and 7 lokas where these pranas, these senses are moving about or living. So what are these? So now the sense organ is subtle, but the place from where the organ operates, that is part of the gross body. It is called in Sanskrit as Golaka. So this Sapta Loka means the 7 Golakas, the spaces in the physical body where this sense stays and operates. So Sapta Prana means the 7 senses. There are 5 senses only, but distributed in 7 places. So that's why they are saying 7. And the flames means the ability to perceive that is there in the senses. Fuel means the objects which keep that fire ablaze, fire of the sense organ ablaze. 7 homas means this process of perception, which is similar to the sacrifice that is happening. And 7 lokas means the places in the physical body where these senses are sitting. So these places. So now the thing is that the place may be there, but if the sense is not there, then we can't perceive. So these are 2 different things. Sense itself, the sense organ, is part of the subtle body. It cannot be seen. The ability to see is in the sense organ and not in this flesh eyes. This instrument is the Golaka belonging to the physical body. This is the ear which is belonging to the physical body. So that is Loka here. But the ability to hear is the sense of hearing, which is there in both these places. So that is why it is there in 2 places, this is there in 2 places, this is there in 2 places, therefore it is counted as 7. And here 2 are occupying the same place. So in this area, the 7 sense organs with their ability to perceive and the objects and the act of perception and the place where these sense organs are staying. And this their address doesn't change. If the sense organ is living in this physical eye, the sense organ of seeing is living in the I, then it lives only there, in every being. It is not that I am bored of living here, let me now go here. So it tells the sense of hearing that let's swap places. So then if you have to see, then you have to see like this. And if somebody is talking, I am not able to hear. What? Because hearing has come here. But such things thankfully don't happen. They have one permanent address only. They don't keep moving. They are not on rent. They are there. So whenever they come here. And then when they pack up, of course, they go away. But another place also they go to the same location. So there is no change. It is like when we have we move from one house to other. Our furniture or whatever things that we are using in a particular room. So all the kitchen material will go to kitchen only. And all the drawing room material will remain in the drawing room. Bedroom things will go into the bedroom only. It is not going to change. That okay, we have come to a new house. Let us have the cooking stove in the drawing room. So just for a change. That doesn't happen. Similarly, here also, the locus of this senses do not change. They are there only. So these senses, their abilities, the objects, the perception of the objects, and the places that they stay, all these tasmat prabhavanti, they all have come from that one consciousness. And guhashayaha nihitaha sapta sapta. Guhashayaha. And here, Guhashayaha means they all live in the body or live some places. It is said Guha means Hridaya Guha also. So in the heart, cave of the heart, or they live in this body. Even when they are not functioning, that time also. So when they are not functioning in deep sleep state, when no perception is happening, that time also they are living here only. So sometimes you may feel, when we sleep, what happens to the senses? Do they go out for a round and then come back when we wake up? No, they live here only. They don't go anywhere. So the instruments are all there, the places are there, the senses are there, the abilities are there, everything is there. And as soon as we wake up, then immediately their action starts. But even when they are not acting, when everything is sleeping, that time also they are all here only. Guhayam, Guhashayaha. Guhashayaha means they rest in this body only. They rest in the heart. And that is why we say, I saw. Because they go and sit there. And then they come out from there. And then they see everything. And again, when we sleep, go and sit there. Such beautiful description. So, Guhashayaha, Nihitaha Sapta Sapta. And these seven, placed in these seven places, placed them. So here Shankaracharya ji says, Dhatra Nihitaha. It is placed by the Lord, the Ishvara, the Creator. He has placed all these in their places. Appointed these senses to do their job in their respective places. So one who is the owner or the proprietor, what he will say, he will appoint, he will employ people, and then he'll say, your job is this and you have to sit here. This is your office. Your job is this, you sit here. That is how all these senses have been appointed in their respective places. Nihitaha, appointed in some places by the Creator. In every, Sapta Sapta means in every being, this is how it has been done. In every being. Based on the instruments available, of course. If some particular species, the physical body itself doesn't allow any of these senses, it is not there because you don't have an office, sorry, so that this post is not required here. Otherwise, wherever there is place to function, then come, sit here, do this job. Nihitaha, appointed by the Creator in every being, these 7 offices function. In the daytime they are open, night time they are shut, and when they are shut, they don't go anywhere else as their home. Home is also their office only. So they go inside and sleep, and outside they come. And we have these kind of things we are seeing in the homes also. In the front room will be the office, and behind they live. The bedroom is there behind. So that is how here also. Inside they go and sleep, and then morning they come out. Shut her up. Now, what a beautiful day. So, all these things are the most important point is all this is coming from that one consciousness only. So, whether we are thinking about the physical organ or the sense organ, its ability, its object, its perception, or when no perception is happening, all this time, actually the source is just one consciousness. So, this mantra, how does it help us to relate to the consciousness? Whenever any perception happens, I remember. I said, I saw this. I saw this. This is not important. Who is the source of this I? I means the sense organ. Sense organ, the original I is only seeing through the sense organ. Okay, saw, seeing. What is this? That is also from that original source only. And this is an object that also is the originally the consciousness only. So this consciousness only is the reason for all the aspects of the experience. Any perception. I heard myself. Object of hearing, the place of hearing, the ability to hear, the sound that I am hearing, and when I am not hearing, everything coming from that one consciousness. So every perception of mine will take me to that consciousness, the very source. Sometimes when we go to certain temples and all, we find the aartis and all they do, especially in the evening time. Sometimes we feel that it is way too noisy. So many bells and gongs and this and that, dum 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 dum. So why so much of noise is required? We are doing arati peacefully. Let us do. Sometimes, and we have come for a spiritual, beautiful, elevating experience, and then we are sitting and saying, "It's too noisy. These people are very dirty." But when we know such mantras, I'm seeing and saying this is dirty. This perception only, how is it happening? What is the source? I'm hearing this noise, it is very noisy. But what is the source? What happens is my mind withdraws from the perception and goes to the cause of this perception. Withdraws from the sense objects and the sense organ and goes to the very source of the sense object and sense organ. So, from the experience to the experiencer, the transactional experiencer, to the original witness. So, just shifting base. So, this is how such mantras help us to be able to experience that Supreme Self. Then, after this, Gurudev very beautifully says, one may think that because so far all the mantras have indicated about jivas and the perception and everything related to life. Even the entire universe was indicated as one cosmic being. So again, something alive. So he says, maybe only sentient matter came from consciousness because it is consciousness. Inert matter, maybe it must be having some other source. So one may think so after reading all these mantras, that all sentient beings and everything comes from this consciousness. Well, after all, it is consciousness. Yes, understandable. But what about the inert things in the creation? Because we are seeing so many inert things in the creation. So, what about these things? Have they also come from consciousness, or do they have some other source? So here the next mantra says, Atas samudra girayascha sarve अस्मात् स्यन्दन्ते सिन्धवः सर्वरूपाः अस्मात् स्यन्दन्ते सिन्धवः सर्व अतश्च सर्वा ओषधयो रसश्च येनैष भूतैस्तिष्ठते ह्यन्तरात्मा Already some of the gross parts of the creation has been indicated, like lokaha. So it was said that all these different apertures, all these places of dwelling of the sense organs, it belongs to the gross world only, the gross body. But still, here from the macrocosmic level, it is said, ataha purushat, from this purusha only, from this the supreme consciousness only, samudraha, all these oceans. Oh, oceans now, when we talk about sense organs and all these things, or different jivas and all, no, where did ocean? Ocean. Ocean also came from that consciousness. Oh, ata samudraha, all oceans. Okay. Girayascha, all mountains have come from that one consciousness. When we go and stand in front of the ocean, the vast expanse of waters, when we see that, instantly the mind becomes peaceful. When we see the majesty of the mountain, standing in front of a mountain, standing tall, that mind gets elevated, gets so inspired. What is that? Because of the very cause of that is that one consciousness from which this has come. Girayascha. Sarve, all. Asmat Purushat, from this Purusha only. Syandante Sindhava Sarvarupaha. Sindhavaha here means all types of rivers. All types of rivers also have come from that consciousness alone. So the very source of the oceans, the mountains, the rivers, Sarvarupa, all types of all these natural elements, everything is coming from that one consciousness alone. Atascha sarvaha oshadhayaha, and atascha brahmanaha, atascha purushat, from this purusha alone, sarvaha oshadhayaha, all this vegetation, from the smallest of herbs or grass to huge trees, everything has come from that one consciousness. So we are not talking about immediate cause. This tree, where did it come from? From the seed. Okay, where this seed came from? Another tree. That tree came from where? The seed. And this question, it's a very trick question. People say, okay, what came first, seed or tree? People ask trick question. But the answer is here. Neither the seed nor the tree. Consciousness was first. From that, all this came. What came? Chicken or the egg? Consciousness. Because it was said, Pashavascha, Vayamsi, it was said all birds, animals, everything come from that consciousness. So there is no question of what came first, only consciousness was first. Everything else came second only. Even time came second. Atascha sarva aushadayah, rasascha, rasa. When there is vegetation, means there is food. And when there is food, there are tastes. So related to these food, there is also taste, all different types of tastes. So in the Paka Shastra, the science of cookery, 6 types of tastes have been talked about. And in our Indian culture, Hindu culture, whenever there is any new year, they prepare at least one dish which has all these 6 tastes. And generally, in childhood and all, so why do we have to eat all this? Put some small sweet, enough. Why do we have to add every taste in that? Or they'll have, a combination of dishes which has all the different tastes covered. All taste, bitter, yes, bitter also. Astringent taste also. Sour, salty, sweet, everything. So all types of different tastes one gets. So all these tastes also come from that consciousness alone. So when we talk of oceans, when we talk of mountains, when we talk of rivers, all these so-called inert beings also coming from consciousness. And that is why in Hindu culture, we worship all these, and all these have names. And we find that names are given to in other places also, other cultures also names are given to all these elements. Why? Why do they deserve a name? We have so many chairs here. Do these chairs have names? Where are you sitting? I am sitting on Tom today. Oh, till yesterday, every day I used to sit on Hardy. It was very comfortable. But today Tom has come. Hardy, that person has taken today. What is what names are you talking about? Chairs. I have named all my chairs. We don't do such things. But there are some things that invoke that feeling. It is easier to see that it has come from that divine source. And therefore we say, Himalayas, Ganga Ji, Swami Ji Maharaj used to say that this Himalaya is Brahman in solid state. And Ganga Ji is Brahman in liquid form. Flowing Brahman. So for him, he did not say anything else. There is a very beautiful incident shared by that same disciple of Swami Ji Maharaj who had this experience. And I had the good fortune of listening to him. So direct disciple of Swami Ji Maharaj, little junior than Gurudev. So he said, we used to go for walks with Swami Ji Maharaj in nearby areas near Uttarkashi and all. And they're all mountain slopes only. So he used to love wandering around in the Himalayas. So as he was moving around, and all his experiences wandering in the Himalayas has been captured in this book called Himagiri Vihar, or Wandering in the Himalayas in English also. Very beautiful account of all his personal experiences, and they are sublime experiences put in words. Beautiful journey. We actually feel when we read that we are going through all these places. So if we are not personally able to visit, best thing is to read such books where it is a spiritual master's journey through these divine places. So here, when he was, the Swami Ji whom we met, he was roaming around with Swami Taponji Maharaj. Suddenly, on the slopes of the Himalayas somewhere, there was something cultivated there. So Taponji Maharaj stopped, and then he was looking at, staring at some uh, some plant or something. And then he called this other Swamiji. His name was Swami Chaitanyanand. They said, "What is this?" So this Chaitanyanand said, "This is, onions. There are different types of onions that grow on the mountain slopes. This is onions. They had some typical name that I don't remember that, but this is that plant." So Tapanji Maharaj looks at him with a smile and says, "No, this is Brahman." In Tapon Maharaj did not see anything else. We see that he used to love wandering in the Himalayas. He went to Rishikesh, from there he went to Uttarkashi, from there he went to Gangotri, he went to the Gomukh, he went to this, that. He didn't go anywhere. He was abiding in Brahman. He didn't see anything else. For us, he went to different places. From his standpoint, he didn't go, he didn't come, nothing. He was seeing only that. So it did not matter where. Sometimes Swami Sundaranandji was another sevaka of Swami Taponji Maharaj. He has said that they will go to some near Gomukh. This is a place, there's a Lal Baba ashram in, it's called Chidbasa. No, sorry, Bhojbasa. It's a place just approaching Gomukh, beyond Gangotri. Very, very high altitude space. There, sometimes Tapon Maharaj will go and stay there. And then early morning, and there the sun rises around 4 o'clock, 4:15 sun rises, full bright. So early morning he'll get up and Sundaranandji will have one big bowl full of tea, that herbal tea of that area. So he'll have that and then he'll go on a walk. We'll say, okay, morning walk, he's gone. He'll come back. Said he'll come back at 3:30 in the afternoon. Walking around, wandering. Because he is not going anywhere. We feel tired. Oh, so much we have walked. Now let us rest. For him, there's no, he is abiding. The one who cannot see an onion and he is saying only Brahman. What experience it will be. This experience only these mantras are trying to give us. That is the important thing. That is why this is called Paravidya. That is why it is called higher knowledge. Otherwise, if it just, everything is coming from Brahman, it is so easy. Understood. My intellect has already comprehended that idea. But it is not a concept that we need to capture. It is actually the experience. And masters like Swami Taponji Maharaj have lived this. It has been demonstrated. For them, there was nothing. Puja Gurudev also, once there was this question answer session. Very interesting. Somebody from the audience said, question, what is the question? They said, have you seen God? Now such questions, it is difficult to answer. You cannot arrogate yourself and say, yes, I have seen God. And the other side, you can't say, I have not seen God, because that will be a lie. Gurudev very beautifully answered. He looked at that person with all love. He looked at that person and said, oh God, why are you sitting in the audience and troubling me with this difficult question? That is the vision of a man. And this is called Paravidya. This is called Yaya Tad Aksharam Adhigamyate. If these words can inspire us to get established in the source of everything that is consciousness, then it is called Paravidya. If it is only giving us some intellectual understanding, it is apara vidya only, lower knowledge only. This is the distinction. So atascha sarva oshadhaya rasascha yena esha bhutaistishthate hi antaratma. Here antaratma does not mean the inner self. Here antaratma means the subtle body. And esha bhutaihi, esha antaratma bhutaihi tishthate. Bhutaihi means by these physical gross components, the five elements, through this is made the gross envelopments enveloped in which the subtle body lives. Means all the gross elements also come from that consciousness only, which is wrapped around the subtle body, in which dwells the subtle body. So all the gross bodies in which the subtle body lives, that gross body also is coming from that consciousness alone. And going to the last verse of this section, he's saying very beautifully, Bhagavan Shankaracharya Ji is connecting this mantra. This is the last mantra of this section, which is talking about the Supreme Self as a cause of or the substratum of this entire universe. He says that if everything has come from that consciousness alone, which is the indivisible, efficient and material cause, then what can we say about this creation? He says this creation is an appearance of that consciousness only. Therefore, what is seen is not something independently existing. It is just a namesake. It is just a namesake. So what it means to say is, there is no creation. It's difficult to digest, but the fact is that. Now when we say there is no creation, we should not start thinking that, oh, there is no creation, so no rules required, nothing, no discipline required, no sadhana required, nothing. Sleep, eat, be, enjoy yourself. Why? No creation anyway. If no creation, then we should not eat also. Because there is no food also. If no creation, then we should not feel hungry also. If no creation, we should not sleep also. Oh no, that will be difficult, So there is creation or no creation? No, there is creation. Then better follow all the rules. Do sadhana every day. I will do sadhana. But the thing is, from the absolute standpoint, at least intellectually, we understand that all that we are seeing is only an appearance of that infinite possibility which is there in the consciousness. All this is possible, therefore it is appearing. So here the last mantra says, Purusha evedam vishvam karma tapo brahma paramritam etadyo veda nihitam guhayam so vidya granthim vikirati hasomya so vidya granthim vikirati hasomya so vidya granthim vikirati hasomya. So he is concluding this saying, Purusha eva idam vishvam. All this world of plurality is that one Purusha alone. That one consciousness alone. Purusha, which is infinite, which is complete, which is there as the indweller in all beings, that Purusha alone is this entire universe. And we find this similar type of declaration in various other suktas also. Purusha Suktam, Narayana Suktam, all these places it is said, Purusha eva idam sarvam. Purusha eva idam vishwam. This whole world of plurality, this entire universe, these multiverses, everything is that one consciousness alone. So it is not, so far what was the language? Everything has come from, and we feel, oh, this is the source and everything has come out from that. No, now he's saying come from means what? Means it is that consciousness alone. So nothing has come out from it. Like when we say, when we look at the mirror and see our reflection, we say this reflection has come from my body. So nothing extra has come. Me only, I am only alone there. There is nothing else new that has come. The sun's reflection has come from the sun into the pot. Nothing has come. How can something come? There is no reflection in the mirror also. If there is a reflection in the mirror, we should be able to find it. It is not there. No, whenever I see, there is. Whenever I see, only that time there is. So this, this is a very beautiful story. This old villager, he had never seen a mirror. Suddenly one day, working on his field and all, while coming back from there, he found a shining piece. He did not know what it is. He just picked it up. And first time he is ever seeing his own reflection. All this. He had not seen his reflection. So when he saw, my father was lying on the ground. He got so filled with respect and reverence. He took very carefully. He took, come father, come with me. And he said, father talks also. He just repeats whatever I say. So father is very pleased with me, it seems. That's why he has come to me today. And then he did not tell anybody. This should be kept a secret because these things don't happen every day. He put it in some secret place under his clothes and all, he hid somewhere. And at night, he would enter that room with a lantern. Go there, take out his father and talk to his father for some time. Put him back, bring the lantern out. Now this wife used to see this every day. And after dinner, he disappears with a lantern into that room. What does he do there? So once she followed. And from the doorway itself, she saw he's taking this out and very lovingly talking. She couldn't hear, very lovingly talking and put inside. Came out. She said, what is he doing and who is he talking to? Looking at some piece of thing and talking, what is this? She was so curious. So when he went to the fields to work, she went in. She pulled it out. She looked. He is talking to another woman. She was furious. That how dare she? I am serving him every day. Eating the dinner that I prepare, he is going and lovingly talking to some other woman. And that too, if she was a beautiful woman, you can understand. Such an ugly woman he is talking. Got furious. Let him come. Wait, let him come back home. Came back home. Same day ritual. He went. And she barged in. How dare you do this? You did not. Sorry, I should have told you. Because he's thinking that she's talking about the father. And she's talking about another woman in the life. So this confusion happened and I said, no, I'm talking to my father. What father? Look, see for yourself. See, another woman. What are you talking? No, 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 this is father only. This argument went on. Then they had to go to a guru, enlightened master, who enlightened them. This is called a mirror. And whatever you see in this is you yourself. Nothing else is there other than you. Then enlightenment happens. Purusha eva idam vishwam. That consciousness alone is this world. Karma, tapaha, everything, all types of actions, all types of thoughts, everything, all types of knowledge, everything. Now, what was the question that was asked in the beginning? Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. What is that knowing which everything becomes known? The answer is here. What is it? Purusha eva idam sarvam. If everything is that Purusha, then knowing that Purusha, everything gets known. So the answer to that question of the Upanishad has been given here. And not just idam sarvam vishwam, also karma, tapaha. All this is Brahma paramritam. That is nothing else but that Brahma only. So far it was said from Brahman all this came. Brahman is the cause and this is the effect. But now it is understood this is the effect. But what kind of cause? The cause is the indivisible, efficient and material cause, which means it itself only has become all this or is appearing as all this. So this is Brahman. This is not a small statement. Because what we as seekers are looking for, I want to experience Brahman. When will I get to experience Brahman? I am trying to experience Brahman. But what else am I experiencing now? Because there is nothing else. If I am moving my hand, where is it moving? And what is the hand that is moving? And what is the ability to move in the hand? And what is this movement? Everything is that one. So what else is there to experience? There is nothing else. So it alone is Brahman. Nothing else is there. So when we say Paramritam, it is that Supreme Brahman, the immortal being. And this immortal being, the Supreme Infinite Consciousness, that Etat Yaha Veda, one who knows this Brahman. Where can we know? Nihitam Guhayam, in the cave of the heart. Now this heart keeps coming. Cave of the heart and all these things. Somewhere, some places say lotus heart. So what is this heart or lotus cave? What is this? We have to understand. Puja Gurudev used to say very beautifully, the spiritual heart is different from the physical heart. Yes. From the physical heart, wherever the physical heart is, little towards the right, means in the center. That is the place which is called the spiritual heart. And why is it called the spiritual heart? Whenever we assert about ourselves, I did this, I have gone there, I have done this, I have to do this. Where does this I feeling happen? Do we say, I am coming to your house? I have seen it myself. Do we say, no, I am doing this. So this feeling of I is this is the heart. And Gurudev says, how can we develop this heart? What is the material of this heart? He says, when our mind, which is the seat of emotions, and the intellect, which is the seat of knowledge and value, get integrated in a wedlock, that integrated mind intellect equipment is the spiritual heart. And that is where the experience of the self can happen. So that is why I have to integrate what I like and what I value into one. So my emotions have to go with the knowledge. Only then I can progress. And that is where this experience of the Supreme Self is possible. Purusha eva idam vishwam karma tapaha brahma paramritam etadyo veda nihitam guhayam. And when it is in this spiritual heart, when this is experienced, how can it be experienced? Can it be experienced as this? If it is in the heart, it can be experienced only as I. Aham eva iti yo Veda. The one who knows this to be me, myself. I am this. What happens to such a person who gains this knowledge? Saha avidya granthim vikirati. He cuts asunder this knot of ignorance. Where? Iha, here itself, in this very lifetime. Usually there is a concept, a popular belief that liberation is possible only after death. No. While living, iha means while living itself, one can free oneself from this knot of ignorance. Avidya granthim vikirati. He unties, he gets liberated from this knot of ignorance. Hey Soumya, hey Priyadarshana, hey good looking one, oh dear one. There's so much of love. So, this is the highest knowledge and the greatest expression of love. Anybody who imparts this knowledge, we understand, has great love. This is the expression of that greatest love. So, one who knows that everything is Brahman, knowing that as me, myself, having known this, me, myself, as the Supreme Consciousness, everything is known. Because everything is this consciousness. So, kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati, when we saw, the question itself had an indication that who am I, knowing which all this can be known. So, the answer is here. So, this entire section so beautifully began with description of the fire and the sparks, and finally concluded that it is this consciousness only, like the fire itself is the sparks. Similarly, this consciousness itself is this world of plurality. We sit silently for a few minutes. Sit in a comfortable position with the back straight, eyes gently closed, hands either on the knees or placed interlocked on the lap. Let us visualize a majestic, beautiful mountain with some snow on its peak. There are open fields and pastures between us and the mountain. I am sitting facing the mountain, looking at its majesty, its expanse. There's a river flowing down from the mountain, and flowing from very near me. I'm sitting on the bank of that river. Pure waters gushing through, making a sweet sound, captivates the mind. There are beautiful trees all around, on both the banks of the river, each with thick foliage and many, many birds perched on their branches. I can hear the sweet chirping of these birds. I can feel the cool, gentle, fragrant breeze. I can see the overgrown grass dancing to this breeze. I can see a few squirrels going up and down trees. The whole environment is charged with inspiration, love, positivity. My body feels relaxed and refreshed. The mind is cheerful and peaceful. The senses are totally satisfied. Having a nice look at this beautiful seen. I gently close my eyes, and as I gently close my eyes, I see all these elements that I was experiencing outside merging into me. The tiny animals and birds, the trees, grass, the waters in the river, small rocks, fields, the breeze, the fragrance and freshness, the bliss and peace, along with the huge mountain and its majesty and all the inspiration, all that has come and merged into me. My senses, the sense of touch which experienced the freshness of the breeze, has merged into me. The sense of smell that experienced the fragrance of the flowers merged into me. The sense of sight which experienced the beautiful forms and colors has merged into me. The sense of hearing which heard all these different birds has merged into me. The thoughts of joy, peace, appreciation have all merged into me. I alone am. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari